Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelby. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. We have officially made it to 1,000 subscribers. I am so excited, and I'm trying to do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for you guys. So if you have any video requests, leave them down below. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with the dogs in here. But that may not work out how I want it to, but we'll see. So, thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, who's following along. We are super excited for this next chapter and new journey that we are on. And to be completely honest, I wanted to do my hair, do my makeup, have a cute setup and sit down and film this video. But let's be real. That doesn't happen very often. I also need to do a live on my Facebook page tonight, which involves me doing my makeup, so I didn't want to have to do my makeup, take it off, and then do it again. So if you don't follow me on Facebook, I have a makeup business and skincare business, and this business hopefully is going to help me be able to stay home a little bit with the little nugget, and just be able to better financially support our family. Since this did happen sooner than we had planned and anticipated, I kind of just want to work as much as I can while I can, and then hopefully be able to stay home for a little bit. So yeah, this is me. I just hopped out of the shower, and I wanted to film this update video for you guys. So I think I'm gonna do it in like 3-week update. So today's video is going to be my 6 to 9 week update, and this may be a long video. Hang in there if you're interested. If you're not interested, that's totally fine. You don't have to watch. There will be more videos on other things, and again, if you have any requests or if you have questions, I plan on doing like a Q&A type thing. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And again, video requests always welcome. I want to post things that you guys want to see. So yeah, let's just jump right in. I don't have notes or anything. I'm just kind of going to go off of my memory. So we'll start with week 6. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was almost 6 weeks. It was like 5 weeks and 3 or 4 days or something like that. So pushing the 6-week mark. And symptom-wise, I think I've already shared a lot of this in my announcement video, but I'll just kind of recap. My smelling was very enhanced, specifically with cigarettes, and like my parents, Dwight's parents, and Dwight all smoke, so that's not something that's ever bothered me, but it became a huge problem. Like I could not be around it. And stuff like that. Like it was just really bad. And then spurts of nausea. It was just here and there. It was very random, maybe once a day for like an hour, but that was it. And then my back. I had the worst back pain. Thankfully it's a lot better now, but I had the worst back pain. It was just like, it was awful. It was to the point where I was like, okay, I either have like a kidney stone, kidney infection, something, you know what I mean? Because honestly, I was not thinking pregnancy, because we've been trying for 3 years. We did treatments, we've had surgeries, we've done it on our own and nothing. So this really wasn't what I was expecting. So I just kind of kept pushing it off and pushing it off. And then finally one day Dwight was like, why don't we just take a pregnancy test? Because some of these symptoms just kind of add up to that. So let's just find out. So that's what we did. So that was like week 6. And we just kind of kept it to ourselves. And I scheduled for blood work. I went in for blood work. When did I go in for blood work? Pretty soon I went in for blood work, and probably like 2 or 3 days after taking the test and getting a positive test, I went in and had blood work done. And I went in on a Thursday, and it was later in the day that they could get me in, so I didn't get the results till that Friday. And normally they do a follow-up like 24 or 48, I think it's 48 hours later, to make sure that your levels are rising. But she said since it's the weekend, what we'll do is if she feels like you need a repeat, then we'll repeat you on Monday. But if she doesn't, we're just going to set up your first appointment and get all that stuff going. Now, as you guys know, or may not know if you're new, I am type 1 diabetic, so that's where a lot of this really comes into play as far as this pregnancy being just a little crazy. So I had scheduled with my high-risk OB an appointment as well, and it was scheduled for like a week and a half or 2 weeks out. That was the soonest that they could get me in. I think it was like a week and a half later. So yeah, because it was right after I turned 7 weeks is when I went to that first appointment. So for week 6, I had the blood work done, and I'm just going to apologize for this being all over the place because I'm trying to remember everything. I should have wrote stuff down as I go, but y'all, it's been rough. So on Friday morning, they called and said the blood work looked excellent and she didn't see a reason for a repeat. Now, I'm at the point where I don't want to stress about things. I don't want any more anxiety than I already have. So I just trusted her. My gut was like, no, I want a repeat. You know what I mean? But I just don't want to deal with more than I have to, and I don't want to stress. I just don't want to be stressed. I want to enjoy this. This may be the only pregnancy I have, and I just want to enjoy it as much as I can. So I'm not going to stress about it. So I just trusted my doctor and that she thought fit that everything looked great. So that's pretty much it for week 6. My weeks roll over on Sundays. So that was on a Thursday, so we had the weekend and whatnot. And then for week 7, that's like week 5 and 6. As week 6 carried on further into the next week, because that was more like the 5-week-ish, the symptoms became more real. I was getting more and more nauseous. To the point where I couldn't handle it. I am absolutely terrified of throwing up, and if you know me personally, then you know that. I just immediately panic and scream, and I'll do anything to not have to throw up. So the nausea was just something that totally freaked me out. On top of being completely exhausted, like I wasn't too tired the first little bit, but then the more it just set in, and I was so tired. Like all I wanted to do was sleep. And of course, being sick, if you slept, you didn't feel anything and you were fine. So that's what I did. I just slept all the time. If I wasn't at work, I was at home asleep. So that was pretty much week 6. All the symptoms just started kicking in, and I just slept all the time. I didn't really have any problems with eating. I could pretty much eat whatever I wanted to still, and I was fine. My blood sugars were doing really well at this point, considering we haven't had them looked over yet. My endo made some adjustments when I told her that I was pregnant, so that kind of helped out a little bit, but we haven't been to the specialist yet for them to kind of go over more of that. So for week 7, I had my first appointment and my first ultrasound, which I will put up here. They give us electronic copies. They don't print them out, which I was kind of sad about, but also kind of like the good side to that is we get video clips of every ultrasound that they send to you as well. So I will put the video clip of week 7 right here for you. And that appointment went super well. The baby was there, measuring perfectly. The little heartbeat was there. Didn't get to hear the heartbeat, but got to see it. And the heart rate was 151 at week 7. And so that was super exciting. And then we just did some adjustments to my insulin settings, and kind of went over everything, connected like what 2 doctors I'm going to be seeing, went over how often I'm going to be seen, which is that I go every 2 weeks. And every week when needed, and I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, so that was week 7 as far as what happened. And then again, just same symptoms. Nothing's changing as far as symptoms. Still nauseous all the time. My back still hurts and I'm still tired. That's not going to change up until the end of this update. So I'm not going to repeat my symptoms over and over. But just know nausea, sickness as far as being tired, and my back are my 3 biggest things. I'll get a headache here and there, but other than that, that's pretty much it. The nausea is the worst part, and they did give me medicine for it, but I don't like taking medicine, so I'm trying to not take it unless I absolutely have to. So yeah. And then week 7 is when we started telling our friends and family, because it was 4th of July. And so we started telling, and I have a video on that. I'll link it up in the cards and down below if you want to see that. I'm going to start a pregnancy playlist as well, so all these videos can be in one playlist. So yeah, so that was week 7. We just started telling people, and we had our first official appointment with an ultrasound and everything like that. Sorry, my back is hurting me right now, so I gotta readjust. So, on to week 8. Week 8, still in the process of telling friends and family, and just, getting through the weeks. I mean, that's the only way I know to put it. I'm not going to make this a super long update. Not much really happened in week 8, just the same symptoms and whatnot. I think this is kind of when it started, though, that I am having a problem with eating meat, which obviously is my best way to get my protein in. So, like, I can eat chicken tenders, which we all know that's, like, all I eat anyways. But, like, I've tried to eat steak and burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that, ribs. Like, I've tried to eat other meats, and I just can't. So, chicken nuggets and chicken tenders are kind of my only meat that I can eat. So that's the only thing new that probably happened, because it wasn't like that at first. Cause I know 4th of July I ate burgers and barbecue and all that stuff and was fine. So anyways, that's that. My sugars started acting up a little bit in week 8, and I don't know, I may do a whole nother video on diabetes and pregnancy if you guys want to see that, but let me just tell you that it's really hard. This is a lot harder than I ever thought it would be, and I try to handle myself well in public or when I'm out, like, but when I'm at home, I'm in the bed, and Dwight has gotten so mad. Not mad, but more frustrated. But, like, he gets it at the same time. Well, he doesn't get it because he's not going to experience this, but he's trying to understand how I'm feeling. Guys, they're trying to play. Hold on. So he's doing really well with understanding. I can't cook anything. It makes me so nauseous to cook. I tried to cook twice. The first time was, I cooked, but I was so sick and I couldn't eat it. So it was kind of like, why cook if you can't eat it? Like, I know he needs to eat, but I just kind of let him cook his own food. And then I just eat what I can, or I'll go grab something for myself. And then the other meal was in a crock pot, so it wasn't as bad because I just threw it in the crock pot and cooked it all day, but I still couldn't eat it. It was ribs and I couldn't eat it. So I've just kind of given up on cooking, and I just kind of eat with what I'm comfortable eating, and that is that. And it may sound terrible, but the only way to get through the morning, because the morning is when I'm the most nauseous, is a McDonald's sausage and biscuit and a Diet Coke, the fountain Diet Coke. Like, I can't drink a canned drink or a bottle drink. Like, I need a fountain drink, and so McDonald's has just been my go-to for that, because I feel like without it, I'm even more nauseous. But as soon as if I just get up and go get that, like I'm normally going to work, so I just get up, get ready for work super quick, head out the door, and go straight to McDonald's. It's right down the road on my way to work. So I do that and I'm good. But if I don't do that, or if I'm at home and I'm just laying around, then I just feel even worse. So that's kind of a little funny thing that's kind of been what's saving me right now. But yeah, so that's week 8. And then week 9 is 2 weeks after our first appointment. So we had our second appointment. Also in week 7, I had an appointment with my regular OB about just the first initial appointment for pregnancy. So she did a quick ultrasound, which she already knew they did one and she's seen it and stuff like that. She did one of her own just to double check, and then we just kind of went over things. You know, I'm going to Hawaii in September, so we just talked about how we'll deal with that, it's right in between my appointments since I go every 2 weeks. I'll have one before I leave and I'll have one as soon as I get back. So it works out fine to do that. But yeah, so for week 9, we had our second appointment. And we had another ultrasound. So I will have ultrasounds at every 2-week appointment. Which I'm okay with because it just gives me a little bit more peace of mind about everything. So I go to my high-risk specialist every 2 weeks, and then I see my regular OB who will be delivering the baby once a month, like normal people, I guess, do. But when you're high risk, they want to see you every 2 weeks. And I did go in between. I went like 3 weeks in a row because, or 2 weeks in a row because they wanted to monitor my blood sugars extra closely because they had been acting up. So I did go back and do that. But the 9-week appointment, I'll show you the baby here. It was super squirmy. She was trying to get good pictures of like the arms and legs, but the baby would not be still. So it was super cute. It had grown so much since week 7, because at week 7 it didn't really look like anything, but at week 9 you could definitely tell that it was a baby and it was starting to get its arms and legs, and it was super cute. And the heart rate at week 9 was 166. You're okay. You're talking about your little baby sister or brother. Yeah. So that was week 9, and again, same symptoms. I guess it's just kind of one of those things. I'm just really adjusting to everything and just accepting I'm gonna be sick. You know, people want to say it's gonna get better, you got just a few more weeks, but then my doctors will say we don't want to tell you that because it might not. So the biggest part in all of this has been dealing with my blood sugars and everything, because I've just been absolutely terrified that if my blood sugars are messed up, then it's just going to cause so many problems, and they've told me to stop worrying about that. That's not going to be perfect. Things are going to change every time I go. As we get into the second trimester, I'm going to have different needs than what I have right now. So they just said to stop worrying about it, because I did have a huge meltdown because I'm just so worried about it. So I try my hardest to make it perfect, and when it's not perfect, I'm stressing myself out, and that's not good either. So they just told me to just do what we're doing, eat what I'm supposed to eat, and I just keep going back so that they can recheck and do all that stuff. So yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, but that is just a little gist of weeks 6 through 9. So next will be weeks 10 through 13, and I am almost 11 weeks as I'm filming this video. So that update will be coming in just a couple weeks. We will know the gender by the next update. And I think I'm going to do like a special video with that if I have the energy and the time. Otherwise, we'll obviously just announce it and tell you guys. There will be a video of us finding out and stuff like that, but I kind of have this idea of like this extra kind of video that I want to do. So we'll see if that works out or not. But either way, you guys will get to find out the gender soon in the next, within the next update video. Nellie's sitting right here putting her head on the windowsill. But yeah, so that is it for weeks 6 through 9. Again, if you have any questions, definitely leave them down below. I love talking to you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and stay on this journey with us. Again, sorry for my appearance, but this is just real life right now. So since I have work to do on a live later, I didn't want to do my makeup twice. I know, I already said that, but y'all. If you have any other questions, I didn't really talk about work that much. I may do a whole nother video on that, but basically nothing's changed. I can't lift over 50 pounds, but I have an electric grooming table, so I don't have to. So work is still basically the same. Nothing's changed yet. So yeah, that's basically all I have to update you guys on. Like I said, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.